getting started on a new 9 by 12 portrait, and I wanted to share a little bit about what I do when I start a painting. What's my setup like? Why do I do the things that I do to get started on a portrait? I like to paint standing up, so I've got a tabletop easel for my small portraits. I set it at an angle so that when I look at it, it's directly a 90-degree to my face. And that's so I don't get any distortion when I'm looking at my painting. I also tend to use my laptop for a reference. And you might think that it's so I can zoom in on my references, but no, it's actually so I can zoom out on them. Check this out. I want to squint at this cat to make sure that I get the values right. And when I'm far away, I can see like, here are all the light areas, here's a big dark area, and you know what makes it really easy to see that? I literally look at my portrait references this small when I'm getting started, because that I can only see values. I can't screw it up. So that's a fun reason for using a laptop instead of an image. Though if you are using an image, giving it a good one of these can really help, because then I can't see so good. Values come through, the bitty little lines don't. It works, just not as well. And then also there's the option of posting a reference on the other side of the room. I'm not gonna do that for my sketch though, and have that nicely zoomed in. And speaking of sketch, what do I use to get started? Different brush than when I'm painting. I like to go with something that is reasonably long handled so that I can sit back here and do my stuff and look at it from far away. And I like using flats, not round brushes, to get a lot of control. I'm usually going to be working warm to cool. Bigger painting, probably going to use a bigger brush, but same format. Long handle, little bristles, flat on the end. Yeah. Then we've got palettes. I like to use wax peely palettes. They're not the most ecologically friendly thing, but they're super useful. They just work really well. I can scrape off my paint from yesterday and put it on today. Or I can just, in this case, it's still pretty wet, keep using it, get back in there. That one's a Gamblin brown, and Gamblin's pretty stiff, so it's like a little piece of cheese on there. Now because I'm sketching, I don't want to be painting with cheese. Later on, nice thick cheese paint is going to be great, but for my sketch, I want it to be thinner. So I need some mineral spirits. Little bowl of swirly goo. I'm not going to use any linseed oil in there because I want to be able to go over this later. So I'm using really thin stuff, and mineral spirits is as thin as it gets. It's like gasoline. I think it's less viscous than water. Anyway, definitely easy to go over. Still get lots of grippy canvas coming through. It will not make a shiny surface. So when I'm getting started, I just want to show you like how wet this goes. Like, I'm gonna go even drippier than that because I don't need it to be dark. I just need some lines that I can refer to so that I can get my values in. Now as to which colors I'm gonna start with, burnt umber is a good go-to for me. I can thin it right down and still see it. That's nice. I also like some of the warmer ones like sienna, iron oxide, Italian brown pink. I don't know why this is a favorite of mine, but it is. Using a warm color to start off can give my subject kind of a shimmering warmth around the outside. Sometimes that comes through in the final, and I like what it does. And how about canvas? I like backstapled canvas, so sometimes I'll stretch these myself. Sometimes I'll buy them from like Opus. I'm in Canada, I like Opus. And they come pre-gessoed, which is really nice. Gesso is this white paint on the surface that you can see is different than the raw canvas on the back. And that helps your oils stick to the canvas if you're working with oils instead of beating up. It also gives it a nice white background so that the whites can be really bright if you like working on white. Sometimes I'll coat the canvas with like a wash, but usually I still work from white. I might try not doing that sometime soon. So that's most of my setup. And then I get started. I've already done a lot of videos on what I look for when I get started, doing a value study, like this one, which is for a portrait I'm working on, or just tips to get the sketch in. So I'll leave a couple of links for that in the show notes. Check it out if you're interested. And if you have any questions about getting set up to start a painting, brushes, media, other materials, leave me a note in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Happy painting!